Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday evening after the Isha Salat. Wednesday, the 27th of Rabi'ul Akhir, 1446, 30th of October 2024. This Majlis took place at Madrasa Falah-e Darain, Tarkesar, Surat, Gujarat, India. Hazrat Wala starts off this Majlis by quoting Ad-Deenu an-Nasiha. Dosto, Buzrugo, Azizo, friends, elders, and most dearest ones. I've been coming here for many years. I'm pleased to come here, although I understand very well I'm not deserving of coming here. It is your religiosity, your tadayyun, your piety that is quite famous, and people understand this, and I also say this. What do they understand? That these people are religious and they call Maulana so that Maulana can give some talks to them, and I understand it the same way. I come here for my Islah. Now, when a person thinks about it in that way, then some amount of amal comes into his life. Hazrat Tanvi, this was known about him, that he would say also that whenever I found a weakness and deficiency in my amal, then regarding that very same thing I would make bayan. And reason being that some type of enthusiasm, da'iyah, would be created within me then to make amal on that. These great people had much concern for their Islah. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab himself had so much of fikr for Islah. You know, this was his habit. At the time of Tahajjud Salat, he would call us and then he would say, listen, I said this to myself. Now I am saying it to you people, understanding you to be my awlad and children. And then listen, I want you to take this message into the khanqa and deliver it to the people there. This was his tartib. Majority of the time, by and large, he would call at tahajjud. Now, if your sheikh is calling you at tahajjud, what do? Your response is immediate, you go. And many a times, I would reach there. The winter of Alahbadi is famous. I would reach there, no socks, no chadar. And then he would say, you didn't even wear socks? You didn't even put on a chadar? Khoon-e dil पीने को लख्त जिगर खाने को यही ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. I am not saying these ash'ar over me. I am speaking about Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. He would tell us that learn and make amal. When you learn and when you make amal and then you talk, there will be athar in your kalam. He would read these ash'ar much. खूने दिल पीने को लख्त जिगर खाने को यही ग़िज़ा मिलती है जाना तेरी दीवाने को. So, criticisms you will get. Sometimes there may even be much need and destitution, tangdasti. Look at the life of Hazrat Tanvi rahimahullah. You will be able to understand that. Look at the life of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab never used to speak about this, but sometimes it used to just come out from his tongue. He would say that I was making imamat at Station Wali Masjid in Deoband. So by the time we used to leave from the ulum, going that way there to perform salat, etc., at that time there, the salan, etc., was not ready. It was only the roti that was ready. I would take the roti and I would leave. And I would suffice with some roti and some salt. And sometimes he would mention this also, that people would come, and when they come, they would be musafir there. I would feed them, and I would then remain in hunger. Now we're speaking about this, whereas we knew what a celebrated personality he was. Now when a person places his foot for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it will come from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah ta'ala will accept it. Hazrat Tanvi rahimahullah himself also adopted very much great amount of strictness with Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb. Much strictness, sakhti. And after that, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him glow, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him shine. You know, Hazrat Maulana Abdul Bari Nadwi on one occasion asked Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb that, did you stay in Deoband? Were you there? And he went on to say, the only place I stayed was in Deoband. But I did not go there to show someone that I was there. I would do my work there. I would be busy in the compilation of the Mawa'iz and the Malfuzat of Hazrat Tanvi. And after Asr, mein jungle pakarta tha. I was out into the open, into the fields and that, and I used to go and do my own thing. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of walking this path of tariq. And Allah Ta'ala create within us talab for our islah. Islah ki fikr. Gar nakhas te dad, nadad khas. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not want to give you anything, He would not have given you talab in the first place. Talab also, it is the blessings of someone. When Allah Ta'ala has given Himself, when Allah has given from His side talab, then will He not open the path for you? See this majlis, it is not ordinary. It is not just simple like that. It is very great. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, he finished his Hifzul Quran in the Dihat, in his village, etc. And then someone said to him, Wasiullah, why don't you go and study Arabic, meaning Alimiyat? And then he went, but it was under such difficult conditions, that he went. Sometimes he would say, I did not even have a black dime in my pocket, not a cent, not one paisa. Now, the talaba should also understand from this, that when Allah Ta'ala has chosen us to be from this jama'at, then it is ghanimat. It is ghanimat. It is something very, very great. The talaba, the ulama, Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and hidayat of making qadar. Now this year is a point of much delight and happiness for me. You know, if I take all happiness and put it on one side, and if I have this type of happiness in front of me, the sohbat of ulama and talaba, what can I say? I can't compare the two. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of appreciating and understanding our own value. So the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, U'budur Rahman, worship Rahman. So we are making ibadat, so we should understand how should the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be carried out. Much work here is being done in the madrasa. Hazrat Maulana Qasim Saheb, he has a great favor upon us that he established the madrasa. And from there, the barakat went throughout the world. U'budur Rahman, worship Rahman, wa at'imut ta'am, feed people, wa afshus salam, and make salam a common practice. Allah Ta'ala created us for His ibadat. Here, look, Allah is saying Rahman. Who is Rahman? That Zat and being who is giving us so much of love, so much of compassion, so much of mercy. Now, the demands of all of that is when He is so merciful to us that we worship Him. We put our needs in front of Him. وَإِطْعَامُ الطَّعَامِ. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab was very passionate about this. Sometimes he would invite the entire village so that they could come and have meals with him. So this year what was at his own place. If وَإِفْشَاءُ السَّلَامِ وَأَفْشُ السَّلَامِ, make salam a common practice. There is much weakness and deficiency in this year. On the occasion of Hajj, a person is going for Hajj, he doesn't make salam even there. Sometimes, I always make the salam, but sometimes I hold back just to see there's so many people. Will just even one person make the salam? No. Whereas the hadith is teaching us, the person who begins, he initiates the salam, then he is free from pride. There was a big madrasa that I went to, and people after people, groups after groups, but not one made salam. Again, Hazrat Wala is saying, the one who initiates salam is free from pride. Now, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam made islah of all these of all these things. The ummat made amal, and islah took place. Allah Ta'ala did not say U'budullah. Allah Ta'ala specifically said U'budur Rahman. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used those words, U'budur Rahman. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, whereas people understand him to be quite hard or harsh, but if you had to go there and see him, he was feeding people. Today, unfortunately, we're not even making salam. When we don't even have that much within us to make salam, where will we even feed people? So carry out these sunnats. This is the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will lead us to Jannat. And when we understand it's going to lead us to Jannat, we also understand that these are not small amals, because the reward of it is admission into Jannah. One of the easiest ways to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the path of Sunnat. Hazrat Sayyid Sahab used to say that hold steadfast onto the Sunnah, you will reach. Now, when there is complaints against us, people of Madaris, that we are not making salam, we are learning Arabi, we are learning Quran and Hadith, but we are not making salam, shouldn't all the more we try and make the salam? Prominent people, senior people used to come to Allahabad. They would enter, no salam, no nothing. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, he was the mentor. He was there to make Islah, to reform, and to culture and teach people. So he would tell them, kindly leave, go out, and then re-enter and make the salam. Now these are all things got to do with muasharat and social conduct. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakumul islam deena. So the deen completely, fully and perfectly has reached us. This year is our sa'adat and great fortune. Allah Ta'ala make it such that it is the means of us gaining the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, مَنْ لَمْ يَرْحَمْ صَغِيرَنَا وَلَمْ يُوَقِّرْ كَبِيرَنَا فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. The one who does not have mercy on the young and who does not honor the elders, he is not from amongst us. And from some narrations, it is written, وَلَمْ يُبَجِّلْ عَالِمِينَ, and he does not honor our ulama. So this is no ordinary thing and no small thing. this passion, jazba, that is created with a person to make amal, because one sunnah will allow a person to traverse a path of 1,000 years in gaining closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our akabirin taught us we should therefore make amal. People practiced, and therefore they started practicing on the sunnah. And Allah Ta'ala make it such that we get the shafa'at of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. You people make dua for me as well. I'm saying to the talaba and the students, from now, develop within yourself a concern of islah and reformation. Then, when you complete and you graduate, by that time, your islah, you would have reached so much of the path, and many times you would have even completed your islah. For so many people to come, this is a great fortune for me. This is a place of deen. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq and hidayat of making qadr. When a person is an alim, he's got the knowledge, and then he's amil, he practices, then from him much work is taken. The fuyuz and the barakat then continue from there. Allahumma ألف بين قلوبنا وأصلح ذات بيننا واهدنا سبل السلام ونجنا من الظلمات إلى النور وجنبنا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن وبارك لنا في أسماعنا وأبصارنا وقلوبنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم أصلح أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ارحم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم فرج عن أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Allah Ta'ala make our islah, all of us, completely and totally, externally and internally. Allah Ta'ala adorn us and decorate us with tawakkul, trust in Allah, tawazu, humility. Allah Ta'ala bless us with every type of khair and goodness. Not us only, rather the entire ummah. Allah Ta'ala let the madrasa go from strength to strength, advance and progress tremendously. Allah Ta'ala remove all type of difficulties. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.